on there, but
It's one of those
much
strange
more
things.
powerful now.
Okay. Well, I'm here today with my friend Antu from Sharpcloud, and he'll tell you a bit more about them in just a moment. I had an email from these guys out of the blue asking me to get involved in something called corporate portfolio management, which was news to me, and it turned out to be really, really interesting. As you may know, I spent most of my time working on strategic management issues, where we're usually looking at making decisions continually over time about marketing, pricing, and so on. But these guys have made me realise that we should actually be paying rather more attention to situations where companies have big decisions to make about major projects, and particularly about large programs of large projects. And that's kind of what Sharpcloud contribute to. So, Antu, what does Sharpcloud do?
Well, thanks, Kim. We're a software company, and we're specifically targeting decision makers and trying to help them make better decisions about their investment choices. Mm-hmm. So there's been a wave of project management initiatives and project portfolio technologies coming along that help people make decisions and track individual initiatives. But looking at it on a more holistic basis and being sure about the trade-offs and the options that you've got is something that we felt there was a gap in the market.
Okay.
And corporate portfolio management is really a developing sort of area in terms of organisations looking at the bigger picture, understanding how each individual initiative affects the value that the business can expect to derive from their overall portfolio, and considering things like risk across the whole portfolio rather than within a silo.
Okay, so there are kind of complicated interactions between different projects you might do at different times, and which order to do them in, and prioritising,
absolutely,
and so on.
I'd say most organisations have more initiatives that they'd like to consider doing than they can afford to do or have the resources to do. So there's always a decision to be made about what combination of initiatives to run.
Right.
And rather than making decisions in a silo about each individual project, which is has merit in some sense, when you look at it on the overall basis, you can start to trade off what the balance of value is, what the balance of benefit is that you'd like to achieve across the whole portfolio. So you can understand, for example, by including a pet project in a corporate portfolio, what does that prevent me doing? Am I happy with that? So you're presented with the information in a much more holistic sense, where
and that's not done by companies already. That's not. This is kind of going into areas that they currently struggle with, is it?
I think it's an area that a lot of organisations are moving towards. And there may be two ways to try and get there. One is by using the information that you have available about your individual projects at a lower level, and trying to move that data up and use that for decision making. But we actually feel that there's a role for a higher level, sort of more generalised view of the business that takes some of the high level metrics and presents those in a way that allows organisations to play through scenarios. And so that everybody who should be involved in that process of making decisions about where you invest money, what benefit you can expect to derive, and over what time frame, can really get involved in that process.
Now, I guess some industries have got more of this kind of challenge to worry about than others. What kinds of industries are you finding has this?
Well, it's been quite interesting. I mean, we've spoken to organisations right across the spectrum, from pharmaceuticals to oil and gas to public sector. A whole range of organisation types.
I guess a lot of IT related companies have got this problem in spades, right?
Absolutely, and within those organisations, and often the main area of disjoint that organisations are looking to correct is what value does IT bring to the activities of the organisation and ultimately to their bottom line. So in terms of a hotspot for looking at the portfolio of projects and actually tying the value together into the overall collective view of that benefit, then within a broad range of industries and sectors, IT and the benefit that function brings is really under the spot.
So management will then be able to make these well-informed decisions about their portfolio of project initiatives at the same management meeting as they're having discussions about what they should do about the next product launch and the next marketing campaign. And,
absolutely,
and so on.
absolutely. Because again, on that particular point, then we're aware that people are often tasked with making decisions about very complex or very impactful projects and initiatives. Sometimes with very limited time, limited information, or information just not presented in a way that they feel they can actually see the full picture and therefore make the right decision.
Well, I think this could be very exciting. I think it could make a very big improvement to the quality of strategic management in all kinds of organisations. So good luck with that, and with luck we'll have more to say about this when this interest group on corporate portfolio management has made some more discoveries. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Kim.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.